Eric, what's going on, brother? I agree with you. Well, Richard Phillips, 6, apparently, um, some journalists did some digging and found out that the girl in the Epstein files, that somebody reported that her friend had given oral to Donald Trump, and then she bit him and he hit her for laughing about it. Apparently, that woman got a settlement from the Epstein estate in 2020. So, if she's telling the truth about Epstein, because you can't get a settlement without evidence, then there's a good chance she's telling the truth about Trump. So, I don't know if anything will come of it, but we'll see. Hey, Nick, thanks, brother. We'll see. Let me see who else we get. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. I'd be more surprised if he didn't do it to her, But that's why I put this question up here, because I do think he's going to be proven to be a pedo. I think there's no doubt about it. Will it be in a court of law? I don't know. Will they deny it no matter who confirms it? Yeah. But it doesn't make it any less true. Yeah. Yep. Apparently she won the settlement, or the lawsuit, and got a settlement from Epstein. So she must have had evidence of whatever took place. In the thing, she says that Epstein was there in the accusation in the files. She said Epstein was there also. So I'm wondering, who knows? Maybe she sued Epstein because Epstein was dead at that point and she got money from the estate. And maybe just like Katie Johnson, if you try to sue Donald Trump, there's going to be a whole bunch of people in this country that are going to want to kill you because the right, they're the maniacs, and they'll kill for Trump. So Katie Johnson withdrew her lawsuit because death threats. It's the only reason. So I don't know. Unknown trader, FBS, once Bill and Hillary Clinton begin to speak, this whole thing is going to be busted wide open. MAGA is going to have nowhere to hide. If the Clintons are involved, lock them up. Simple as that. I agree. I think Bill Clinton knows where the bodies are buried, so to speak. Aloha, Kitty. What's going on? $49 people. Guys, please hit the like button. I don't know why it's going so slow, but it is going slow. Still, hit the like button if you can, and subscribe if you haven't already. It's an anti-Trump channel. If you're anti-Trump, I think you'll enjoy it. Why is that? I don't want that covering up my fucking prompt up there. Well, looks like there's no fixing it. All right, I got to try to keep comments off the screen. Why are you so small, tiny like a girl? Sean, you can't see me. I mean, are you guys for real when you say stuff like that? You can't see me. You can't see me from, you can't see. I don't even understand. What kind of question is that? These people are unbelievable. I think they hallucinate. You've never seen me. The fuck? How much was Jeffrey Epstein's Bitcoin account worth and worth it at? I don't know that he even had a Bitcoin thing. I don't know. Did you like Biden? Yes. Hey, Street Smarts, man. The last live didn't go as planned. Sorry, bro. What do you mean? No, it wasn't bad. Why? Why you say that? Turned out to be okay. You're a bitch. Yeah, it's YOU''RE, Sean. Trump 28. Well, that's not happening. Trump 32. That's not happening either. The reason they are not redacting victims' names is to intimidate the victims further than they have been intimidated already. MAGA is going to be exposed fact. As soon as I heard they kept the victims' names in there, I said, oh, this is a warning. So, and sure enough, many of those victims came out and said, we're already getting death threats and stuff. So that was Trump's way of saying, this is just from your name being exposed. If you speak out against us, imagine what will happen. Well, it's because you don't know anything about Biden, and you like Trump. So, I mean, are you serious? Trump, the guy that is being, he's been accused of 30 times of sexual assault. He cheated on all his wives. He wants to fuck his daughter. He looked at a 10-year-old girl and said, I'll be dating her in 10 years. He went bankrupt 6 times. He bankrupted 3 casinos. He stiffed union workers. He was found civilly liable for sexual assault. He was convicted of 34 felonies. He was impeached twice. But yeah, only an asshole would like Biden. Yeah, you're bright. Yeah, it means I'm smart, Tommy Fix. Tire administration are pedos. I agree. No, I'll stop when I'm ready. Please don't break my balls. You are a clown. How so? Democrats suck because I know more than you. Trump, Biden, both cut from the same cloth. Not even close. There's not even a comparison to be made between the two of them. No. Joe Biden is a guy that made his way into the Senate, took a train from Delaware to D.C. every single day to go to work, lost a child and his wife in a horrible car accident. Later on, lost his one of only 2 sons to cancer, had to deal with the other one having a drug addiction. And he managed to make it through life and do a lot of good for this country, which, again, you're going to say now I'm an idiot. He didn't do anything for the country, but you guys don't know. Trump is a guy who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's never done anything but lie, cheat, and steal his entire fucking life. So they're in no way, shape, or form cut from the same cloth. Well, let's see. Story time with Big E. I was an on and off cocaine addict for 20 years and a severe alcoholic to the point where when I would go more than 4 hours without a drink, I would have a grand mal seizure and wind up in cardiac intensive care. And I went to rehab once in 2019, and I've been clean and sober ever since. So, yeah, I think it's fair to say I have discipline. I just like to smoke. Guys are such bitches. Don't waste your time with the asshole. He blocks anybody who starts posting fact. You guys, I never block anybody. The moderators block people. And you could debate me right now, Eric. You could call me right now and debate me. You don't post facts. You guys post alternative facts, like Kellyanne Conway said. In other words, you post some bullshit that's based on your feelings, and then you call it a fact. There is a rumor going around that Barron Trump is not Donnie's son. It's Ivanka's. Wait, what? It's Ivanka's. Oh. Nah, yeah, I don't believe that. No, he's a horrible human being. Biden is a bitch. The only good thing was Biden shitting himself on live TV. I wouldn't bring that up if I was you, Average Joe, because literally 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump shit his pants in the Oval Office. I know Fox News didn't show you that, but he did 100% without question. They immediately started rushing the journalists out of the room. It was fucking hilarious. So, yeah. Sure. Tell me what's misinformation. I bet you I'll prove it isn't. Yeah, removing insults is not removing facts. Yeah, I've told the guys with wrenches plenty of times. If somebody just disagrees, don't block them. But if they're in here just to name call, yeah, what the fuck is the point of keeping them around? Well, MAGA people, yes. I know. It's disgusting, unknown traitor. What did Biden and Obama do for 12 years? Answer. Well, Obama took over the economy from Bush, which Bush completely destroyed. I'm sure you remember the housing crisis and all that. I forget the exact unemployment rate under Bush when he left, but it was up there. Barack Obama came in, he saved the auto industry. Okay. He bailed out some banks, which it's up to you whether you decide that's a good thing or not. But in the end, it was. He had 78 straight months of job growth, meaning For 78 months straight, the unemployment rate went down. Jobs numbers went up. And he did the Affordable Care Act, which you guys might not like. But again, you guys don't even know that the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare are the same thing. So who cares what you think? 24 million people have insurance today. And I'm sure probably, I wouldn't doubt if 100 million people have had health insurance since 2014 because of Obamacare. Now, as for Biden, Biden came into office and he did the American Rescue Plan. That gave all of us stimulus checks. Remember that? We all got stimulus checks. So that stimulated the economy. He then did, I don't know if these are in exact order, but the Inflation Reduction Act, which didn't really reduce inflation, but it created 750,000 manufacturing jobs. Then he did the bipartisan infrastructure bill, which is, if you like roads and bridges, I'm sure you're a fan of that. He did the PACT Act to help veterans that suffered from burn pits in Afghanistan, places like that. Plus, he increased funding to the VA. He did the Chips and Science Act, which also created a lot of jobs. When he took office from Trump had a 6.6% unemployment rate. Joe Biden brought it down to 3.4%, which is a 54-year low, and he kept it under 4% for the longest period of time in history. Trump, when he left office, lost 2.5 million jobs. Joe Biden created 16.6 million jobs, 4 times more than the last 4 Republican presidents combined. He was hit with massive inflation in 2022 because every nation on earth was. Every single nation on earth was hit with massive inflation because of COVID, and we had the fastest recovery. Joe Biden brought down inflation from 9.1% to 2.4%. When he left office, it was about 2.7%, which is exactly where it's at right now. So that's some of the stuff. You want more? Or? I love how you guys think you're going to ask that question and there's no answer. Listen, Dan, just because you guys listen to Fox News and all they tell you is Biden didn't do anything for 4 years, you believe that dumb shit. None of you have ever actually used Google or Grok or ChatGPT or read or watched or listened to anything but Fox to actually learn facts. So you go around making a fucking fool of yourself, saying, what did Biden and Obama do for 12 years? Please answer. I just answered. No, he didn't. You can look it up any way you want. Every nation on earth was hit with massive inflation because of the pandemic. Every nation. We actually had the lowest inflation of any country, and we had the fastest recovery. In October 2024, the Wall Street Journal, the sister company basically of Fox News, Rupert Murdoch owns it, said whoever wins this election inherits an amazing economy. That was the Wall Street Journal about the economy under Biden. So, well, how much did he spend? Because he had to deal with a much longer period of time with COVID than Trump did. And he spent exactly $600 billion more than Trump. Trump spent $7.8 trillion. Biden spent $8.4 trillion. And right now, so far, Trump's already ran up the national debt $3 trillion, and the inflation, the big beautiful bill is going to increase it another $3.8 trillion. That doesn't include all the other shit he's going to do in the next 3 years. So, see how you don't know anything? Joe Biden didn't know anything. Yeah, sure. If you subtract everything I just said, plus some other stuff like the Butch-Lewis Act and other things, you're right. He didn't do anything. You're nuts, dude. Y-O-U-R. Yeah, you're illiterate. Trump tricks people to like him, gives them money his last term, and screws them over his next term. Yeah, I guess. Trump has been exonerated regarding Epstein. In fact, in 2006, he worked with the police. I love how confident they are when they say that, when they're completely and totally wrong. He never worked with the police. Go get me the credible source. I'll wait right here. I'm not going nowhere. This is my live stream. Go get me the credible source that says Trump ever worked with the police against Epstein. Any source. I will wait right here. No, I'm going to do this for a lot longer than that. It's called my YouTube channel. I've already been doing it for 4.5 years. So, Yeah, that's how I make a living, Dopey. Are you going to keep flipping burgers? I'm sure you probably are, right, Burnout? 288 people. Guys, please hit the like. Show MAGA that they're not right, because they always swear to God, I can't get likes, I can't get subs, I can't make any money. So do me the favor, hit the like button. I'm fighting on the good guys side. Subscribe to the channel. That's a free way of contributing. And if you want to be super classy, you'd send a super chat, which we had this conversation on my earlier show. What has disappointed me more than anything is the majority of my super chats come from MAGA people, and I don't understand why. They hate me. You're ignorant. All right. I saw that he had a call before he was arrested. So where's the source, guys? Where's the source? No, he didn't. Where's the source, guys? Oh, sure you do, Burnout. Do you do it from the comfort of your own home, talking for 3 to 4 hours a day? Because I do. You're ignorant. How, Connie? Where's your source, guys? I asked you for the source. You're right. I'm broke. I have no money. Hey, where's the source? Keep insulting and changing the fucking topic because you don't have a source. Where's the source that Donald Trump worked with any law enforcement against Jeffrey Epstein? I got to do this on every show since those files came out, so I'll do it on this one too. Where is the source? Now, he won because Kamala had 107 days to run, and this country, 54% of this country reads at a third grade level, and 23% is functionally illiterate. So he won the stupid people, and there's more of them than there are smart people. That's all. You wanna call in and debate me, Alex? That looks a pretty gay way to spell Alex, by the way. Who the fuck named you? If you guys were paying attention, you would realize Trump's trying to delete people that don't agree with him. Wise up already, MAGA. You've been played. Yeah, the source is they made it the fuck up. Well, I'll tell you what they did. They hear something, and then they turn it into whatever they want. Okay, so what they actually heard is, in 2006, after it was made publicly known that Epstein was under investigation, okay, Donald Trump called as a cover your ass type of thing. He called the police, the chief of police, which was his friend in Palm Beach. It was his friend. And you know what he said to him? Thank goodness you got him. So many of us have known about his crimes for years, which was extremely stupid to do, because that proves, even though Trump in recent years has said, I never knew anything about what Trump was up to. I never knew anything about any of it. Well, in 2006, he told the chief of police he knew about it for years. And guess what he did? Nothing. Not a thing. Okay? So he said to the police chief, he said that. Thank goodness you stopped him. He said, by the way, in case Epstein mentions it, I was in the room with him and some teenage girls, but I got out of there right away. So that's the true reason he called. He said, oh, fuck, they're investigating him. Let me just call before he tells him about the teenage girls. Hey, just so you know, in case he mentions it, I got out of there right away. Okay. And then the next thing he said was, Ghislaine Maxwell's pure evil, focus on her, which is just trying to get the attention off of Epstein, because Epstein is who Trump committed his crimes with. That's it. He never gave information about Epstein to law enforcement. It never happened. Never. And he never even kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, because remember something. All of that is based on the most well-known, world-famous, well-documented, pathological liar in the history of the world, Donald Trump. The only reason anybody believes that he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago is because Trump says it. There's no proof of that. Well, now it got debunked. In those same Epstein files, Epstein's lawyer quoted Donald Trump saying, he was never kicked out of Mar-a-Lago. He was never a member. He was a guest, and he was never asked to leave. So, plus, there's also an email from Epstein to somebody else about him having dinner with Donald Trump December 28th, 2017. So, yeah. What up? Who said what up, FBS? Where you at? I don't know. But what's up, bro? Let me see. Yeah, I know. I know. They don't understand. They're so used to dealing with morons. They say, I love when people say, "Oh yeah, what did Biden do?" Go ahead, answer. And I'm like, shit. Let me rattle all this shit off. They're so dumb. They don't know anything. So they don't know how to debate with or argue with, somebody who's not a MAGA person. They don't know how to. And then I blow them away with facts, and they're like, "Motherfucker, I thought this guy was stupid like me." No. That's not true at all, and we don't have proof Trump ever went to the island, and the crimes weren't all committed at the island. And in the accusations, they were committed at Mar-a-Lago, they were committed at Trump's golf course in California, Los Verdes Ranchos, whatever the fuck it's called, Los Ranchos Verdes, I don't know, and they were committed at Trump's New York or Epstein's New York mansion. You didn't have to be on the island to be a pedo. There's no proof Bill Clinton or Trump was ever on the island. But Howard Nutlick was, and he brought his children with him. And Elon Musk was begging to go to the island. And apparently Jeffrey Epstein turned him down, which goes to show you what a fucking geek Epstein is. And by the way, if Bill Clinton or any other Democrat is exposed to have committed these types of crimes, I hope they burn in hell. I don't give a fuck about Democrat or Republican. No problem, Janet. Who does the Democrats have to run for president? AOC or Gavin Newsom? Well, I hope they don't run AOC, but yeah, Gavin Newsom will probably be the guy. Yeah. I know Fox News told you like he'd be a horrible president. He's dumb and all this stuff. But again, if you guys would just fucking learn something for a change, you would know that there's a good chance he's going to smoke any Republican he's against in the 2028 election. Thank you, Austin. I am. Baldy is a low-life, like I spelled Baldy. Balti is a low-life piece of shit who wonders how everyone can tell. No, I'm not a low-life piece of shit. I'm actually a very good person. I'm not. You are, though. You support pedophiles. I don't. Isn't it funny how everyone is focusing on Trump and not paying attention to all the other high-ranking Democrats in the file? The joiners, I'm going to go to the bottom of the chat so I don't miss your comment. Which ones? I know you didn't just say that, right? The joiners. I mean, if you said that, you must know who these high-ranking Democrats are that are in the files, right? So who are they? Tell me. I watch the news, just not Fox News. Why? What am I wrong about? Yeah, that's right. Once they found out it was Trump in it, they were like, man, fuck those files. Imagine not believing Trump was a pedo. It takes some real fucking mental illness not to. Once you people realize that this isn't about Epstein's Island, it's about a pedo ring that operated for over 30 years. It's not about the island. Wise up already, MAGA. They think unless you were on the island, you didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Look what he's doing in California. What's he doing? You blame every one of California's problems on Newsom, then I guess you blame every one of the United States problems on Donald Trump, right? Even though like that state supports all your like little hillbilly red states, you know that, right? Without California, a lot of your states would go bankrupt. Where's Joyner? I want to know, who are these high-ranking Democrats? Oh, well, thank you, Friars. I truly appreciate that, man. Any support you guys can give me, hit the like, subscribe, send a super chat. That'd be wonderful. Obama. Yeah, Obama's in there with Janis Joplin, who died when Trump was, or Epstein was 17. So it's one thing to be mentioned in the files. It's another thing to have been accused of something in the files. And Obama's never been accused of anything. Never. I mean, there's not a single accusation against Obama in there. No, he was now on the list. Well, we don't know. Trump and them put a list out where they buried Trump's name all the way at the bottom, people that are in the Epstein files. And one of them is literally Janis Joplin, who died in 1970. Another is Marilyn Monroe. Yeah. So in other words, anybody that was even mentioned in a conversation, an email or anything is in the files. What do you mean? Interest in what? Why would we be worried about Joe? I mean, you guys did because you didn't know anything. We all knew he was doing a good job. What were we supposed to have interest in? You talking about the files? No, we just know better than you, Philip Smith. There's a truly legit reason why Biden didn't release the files. And Philip, when you say that, do you think to yourself, wait, before I say this remarkably stupid thing, maybe I should remind myself that Trump was in office before Biden and he had the files? You know that I regularly get people that say, how come Obama and Biden didn't release the files? And I'm like, whoa, hold on. Obama was here, Biden was here, and directly in the middle was Trump. Are you forgetting that Trump didn't do anything with the files? And now we had to pass a law just to get some of the Epstein files released. We had to pass a law because you refused to release them. You guys are nuts. How come Biden didn't release? How come Trump didn't release them? If he were in office for past 10 years and California is running in the red, but how long has it been running in the red? Go check for me. Obama, Biden sniffing children on camera. Yeah, that's not true. Obama putting children in cages. How's that for high-ranking Democrats? Well, that has nothing to do with the Epstein files. Obama put many less people in cages than Donald Trump did. I could even read it to you if you'd like. And the Biden sniffing kids video, you won't believe any source I give you anyway, but listen, did Joe Biden sniff kids on camera?
Video clips circulating online that appear to show Joe Biden sniffing children on camera are digitally altered and false. What? Fact-checking organizations have confirmed that the sniffing sounds are added to the original, unedited footage. The original videos show President Biden interacting with children and their parents in various public settings, such as at Fort Liberty, North Carolina, and the White House. The interactions typically involve him leaning in to speak with a person or a baby being held by a parent. Key findings from fact checks. 1. Altered audio. The sound of loud sniffing was added to the original clip.
See how everything you've ever believed was bullshit because you don't know much? You don't actually try to learn anything? And let's see. What's the difference between Obama and Trump putting kids in cages? The main difference is that under President Trump, family separation was a systematic blanket policy for all illegal border crossings, while under President Obama, it occurred rarely and only in specific limited circumstances. Both administrations used facilities with chain link enclosures that some described as cages. So if you look up the numbers, it's it's hundreds of thousands more kids were put in cages under Donald Trump and Biden or Obama. I think Obama, it was like 3,000 or something. And it was only people that showed up, kids that showed up unaccompanied. What the fuck were they going to do with them? There's no parents. I love proving you guys wrong every single day. I swear to God, I love it so fucking much. I'm waiting for the day a smart MAGA person comes in here. I don't know if there is such a thing, but left-leaning AI, it must be true. Listen, if I use Grok, which is Elon Musk's AI, which I do often, you'll say the same thing. And that's, I would assume, as right-leaning as could be, right? It's Elon's. I use it all the time. It gives the same answers. It's so funny because I asked Google, is there any proof Bill Clinton wasn't on the island? I did this on a show. And they said, no, there's not. And all you dummies were like, yeah, left-leaning Google AI. Then I said, is there any proof Donald Trump was ever on the island? And it said no. And you guys were like, see, I told you he was never on. It's like, bro, if the answer fits your narrative, no matter where it comes from, it is gold. If it doesn't fit your narrative, it is complete and total bullshit. You guys are so full of shit. It's coming out of your fucking eyeballs. No, I'm not a Bad Bunny fan. I am a reggaeton fan, but not a Bad Bunny. But although I think it's awesome that he did that Super Bowl show, I think it was great. And I love the fact that it made you MAGA bitches cry. And I love the fact that it got, what, 100 million more fucking views than 120 million more views than Kid Rock. I think that's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you guys are being forced to watch the country change, and it's driving you insane. Yeah, this doesn't sound like his name is COVID Warrior. Yeah, this doesn't sound like a conspiracy theory. Not at all. You're a very intelligent person. Go ahead, do it. Watch nothing happen. People report me every day. It don't matter, bro. Under Biden, border was wide open, 350,000 kids missing. Well, we haven't had open borders in like 100 years. So I think you're a little confused. I think being lax on the border and having an open border are two different things, because they were deporting people under Biden's administration as well. So how's that an open border? Plus, Joe Biden did try the bipartisan border bill, and Donald Trump shot it down. Even though he wasn't president, he holds the Republican politicians, congressmen and senators' political futures in his hands. So anything he says, since he became president the first time, they listen. So Joe Biden proposed this bill, this bipartisan border bill, that the Republicans and the Democrats, bipartisan, wrote the bill. They all loved it because, they wrote it and they were all going to vote for it. And then Trump told them, do not vote for that bill because it'll fix the problem, basically. And I don't want that problem fixed during an election because it's all basically, he needs it to run on. He needs it to run on. He needs to run on the border. So if it would have been fixed under Biden, we'd have President Harris right now. Because without the border issue, Trump would have gotten 10 million votes if he was lucky. Oh, really? Oh my God. Let me see.
Public. The problem is the Republicans, not the Democrats. We know how the Democrats are going to vote. It's too many of my Republican colleagues are unwilling to vote to secure the border.
First, there was an effort to make law, which requires you to deal with Democrats. And then our nominee for president didn't seem to want us to do anything at all. That took months.
Everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward that would get 60 votes.
It was painful to be able to watch it. It got stirred up in all the presidential politics, and several of my colleagues started looking for ways. After President Trump said, don't fix anything during the presidential election. It's the single biggest issue during the election. Don't resolve this.
That's on Donald Trump, Senator. Not Democrats.
Right.
God damn, even on Fox News. Man, when I said about, him, Trump shooting down the bipartisan border bill, I waited to play that until one of you said that I was full of shit, and then I played it, and now look. I think what people don't understand is that there's too much power that they can get away with anything. Well, it depends. A Democrat, any Democrat that's accused of anything in the Epstein files will be out of office by the end of the day. No question. No question. Donald Trump can get away with murder. He can get away with pedophilia. He can get away with rape. It don't matter. And I'll tell you why. Voters on the left, if you're a bad guy, we're voting you out or we're never voting you in. One or the other. MAGA, the more of an animal, scumbag, degenerate, sexual fucking predator you are, the more they want to vote for you. It's not the bug, it's the feature. The fact that Donald Trump is an asshole. All he could do to lose their support is stop being an asshole. So did Biden. So did Biden what? What did Biden do? What's not true? Don't just say that's not true or so did Biden, because if you have any brains in your head, you have to know that we're going between 400 and 700 people in the chat. There are thousands of comments in the chat. I bounce from subject to subject. There is no possible way under the sun that if I look at your comment a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, I can know what you're talking about when you just put a vague statement like that in there. God almighty. Well, He's convicted of 34 felonies, dopey. He's a convicted felon, whether you like it or not. And he would have gone to jail, but he won the election, which is why he ran for a second term anyway, to stay out of jail. Democrats, including your great Obama, said the exact same thing shit Trump is saying now. You fuckers can't get over him. He's trolled all of you so damn hard. You wake up with a, okay, what exactly? That's what I mean about your vague statements. You say something like that and then you run off. Antonio, first of all, I've already challenged you to fucking debate. And yesterday when I challenged you, you hauled ass because you know I'll eat you fucking alive. You know that. But what did he say? Don't just say they said the same thing he said. What are you talking about, Antonio? Explain Joe Biden. See what I mean? This guy is obviously retarded, because if he had brains, he would tell me what I'm supposed to explain. Yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. Meanwhile, Donald Trump Jr. is a full-blown raging cocaine addict. Take it from me. I know you. Anybody with their eyes open can see it, but you ain't worried about that. Yeah, he's not, Kristen. Exactly. Joe Biden's not a bad guy. I mean, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but he's not. There you go, Daddy. Yilo, whatever your name is. Biden was literally a brain dead. You think he was worse off than Trump? Just out of curiosity. I mean, of course you do, right? Why is Biden? Yeah, we just literally went over that, and I Googled it and showed everybody that it was a digitally altered video. It never happened. It's what you guys do. You fake shit to try to further your narrative. And that was debunked by many, many journalists, and news organizations. They added the sniffing sound to the video. Oh, was it still under investigation under Biden? Because I'll give you the answer. Yes, it was. Yeah, you could look it up any way you want. It was under investigation under Trump in his last 2 years, not the 2 years before that, where there was files too. It was under investigation, and it was under investigation the entire presidential term of Joe Biden. It was an open case because Ghislaine Maxwell was on appeal, and there was FBI. The FBI was still getting tips, information sent to them. There was ongoing litigation and multiple open investigations. And then in July 2025, Pam Bondi said the Epstein case is closed. No further prosecutions or investigations. And there you go. That's when it became okay to release the files. Yeah, I literally just said that exact thing, Corey. Stupid fuck. He did what live on TV? God almighty. No, he didn't. He didn't. You could look up the original video. My God, you motherfuckers are unbelievable. Did Joe Biden sniff children's hair?
Videos and photos showing President Joe Biden in close proximity to women and children, sometimes appearing to smell hair or whisper in their ears, have circulated online for several years, frequently leading to intense public and media debate. While critics and some individuals have described these actions as creepy or inappropriate violations of personal space, others have defended them as gestures of comfort. Here is a breakdown of specific incidents and related information. 1. Edited video, 2023, a widely shared video in July 2023, which appeared to show Biden loudly sniffing a baby at a Fort Liberty, NC, event was determined to be digitally altered. The original video showed him leaning in to speak to a baby held by its mother, but the loud sniffing sounds were added, and the clip was edited to remove context.
That's some shit. It's almost like exactly what I said. Do you remember when dictator Joe Brandon, I don't know Who's Joe Brandon? I don't. Are you a fucktard who? Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, you are. I know. It doesn't even sound like Biden. That's how stupid you fucking people are. Joe Brandon. Great job. He told the public schools if they don't brainwash for little kids to be gay, queer, LGBTQ, homosexual, money for school lunches and school buses. Do you remember, Mark John? That never happened. Never once. You are a lunatic. You're schizophrenic. You hallucinate. That never happened. Could you imagine if Joe Biden said, hey, if you guys don't turn the kids gay, no money for you. No money for school lunches and school buses, even though, you know, school lunches are paid for by students. And then that money is used to buy more, you know, ingredients and stuff to make more school lunches, which are then once again purchased by students. What are you even talking about? No, he wasn't. He was not. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, Douglas. Well, because Merrick Garland didn't want to seem biased, and we don't know that Biden ever saw the files. That's just you assuming it. And what charges? How do we know any charges are ever going to be, filed? Did you fall out of the coconut tree? That's a Kamala Harris expression, catchphrase, something. Our Surgeon General has admitted to snorting cocaine off a toilet bowl seat. You can't make this shit up, people. Welcome to the new America. 11-year heroin addict, and just recently on TV admitted to snorting cocaine off a toilet bowl seat and said it like he was proud of it. And you guys are still talking about Hunter Biden. Yeah. No, he's not. What did he say as a senator? Yes. No, I know for a fact we were, because I actually know the facts. Kristen, what did he say as a senator that was racist? He was one of the best presidents. Yeah. Kristen, tell me what he said as a senator that was racist. No, I explained this already, Kyle. It was an open investigation. Ghislaine Maxwell's fucking case was on appeal until January 2024. And even after her last appeal was exhausted, the case was still open until Pam Bondi closed it in July 2025. So I assure you, Joe Biden did not see the files, you dipshits. Not to mention, it was you lunatics that wanted to see them, and it was Donald Trump that ran on releasing them. And we had to pass a law to force him to release the files, and he still won't release them all. He did. Kristen, what did Biden say that was racist as a senator? Well, here's the best part. It's not just us. 154 presidential scholars, equally made up of liberals, conservatives, and independents, did a study, and they rated Joe Biden, I believe, the 14th best president. Barack Obama was the 9th best, and Donald Trump was the worst. You could look into that. Yeah, and Trump had them before him. I mean, guys, do we have to keep going over this? Why didn't Trump release them in his first term? Why? No, but I want to hear what Kristen says Biden said as a senator that was so racist. Because obviously, I'm planning something here, right? I already know what she's going to say. No, he didn't. There's literally no number for how many people entered the country under Biden. And again, Biden didn't welcome them in. You guys are just stupid because you don't realize we haven't had open borders since like 1920. Okay. You still think, like, let me ask you something, because I love doing this to you guys. Yeah, I know she has no argument, because the bottom line is when Joe Biden said the N-word in the Senate, he was, criticizing and quoting another senator that had said it. It wasn't Biden saying it. Anyway, what were we just going to talk about? Hold on. Yeah, I know, Perry. I know, believe me, I know. But they don't want to, they know they can't defend Trump. So it's like, what about Biden? Oh, this. Oh, let me ask you guys something. What do you think? They, according to you, the borders were open, and they let these people in. You know, they just let them flow into the country without any pushback. What did they do that for? Can you tell me? No, it's not. Everything is not. You're so full of shit. We didn't even see. There's 3 million more files. His name is in the unredacted files 1 million times. We haven't even seen them. Nobody. Fox News says he's cleared, and Trump says he's cleared. Yeah. He is a rapist. There's no question about it. Biden is racist? Probably. Biden was president for 4 years. Bet you didn't say a word about Epstein because it's your side, not Trump. No, again, oh my God. Should I keep doing it? It was an open investigation. Everybody knew that, but you dumb motherfuckers. He couldn't release the files if he wanted to, you stupid fucks. And again, Trump had them before Biden, so how come nothing happened when Trump was in office? I didn't hear you guys calling for the Epstein files then. Oh, you only wanted the Epstein files because you thought it was filled with Democrats. Soon as you realized Trump was covering them up, you were like, man, fuck those files, man. Who wants to stop talking about the files? You're so full of shit. You don't even stand against pedophilia, you sick fucks. Yeah, I know. Wait. Biden had them for 4 years. Who cares about Trump when your side buried them at Street Smart? Oh, okay. Same thing. Yeah. Biden buried them. Okay. Whatever you say, you're right. 100%. Biden buried them. 2019 was the year that the number of undocumented immigrants spiked dramatically. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was less border crossings per day during like the last, at least the last several months of Biden's administration than there was during the last few months of Trump's. Hey guys, I'm asking you, what do you think they allowed all these illegals into the country for? I mean, what was the benefit for Biden and them? Well, this is what was found out apparently. In the files, there's an accusation. A woman said that a friend of hers was forced to give Donald Trump oral and that she bit him. And then when she laughed for biting him, he hit her. Okay. And she said Epstein was there. Well, it's just been discovered that a woman who, based on, biographical information between the two of them, it's been discovered that that girl sued Epstein in 2020 and won a settlement from the Epstein estate. So that tells you there's proof, because you don't get a settlement without proof. So it's not 100% yet that she's the same girl, but it's 99.9%. A lot of journalists put a lot of time and effort into figuring this out. So there was a woman that won a settlement from the Epstein estate in 2020, and based on the research they did, it's the woman who supposedly was hit for biting Donald Trump when she was giving him, It's so funny, man. None of you guys, he isn't in the Epstein files, COVID warrior, except for the 1 million times he's in there. You're right. Biden created 16 million new jobs in just 4 years. One of the best presidents we had in decades. 100%. Guys, do me a favor. I don't mean to be a bitch about this. I know I always ask you to hit the like and subscribe, but also I do these shows. I'm going to be full disclosure for money, just like everybody does them. Parker, Dean, everybody does their YouTube's live streams for money. So when there's no super chats or anything, it is a crushing disappointment and a complete and total waste of my fucking time. So if you wouldn't mind, you don't have to. I'm not saying you have to, but if you wouldn't mind contributing, that would be wonderful. Well, yeah, but that was always Republicans that did that. I'm asking, see, you guys won't answer because I'm going to smoke you, right? I know. I want you guys to tell me, what was the benefit? According to you, Joe Biden just allowed millions upon millions of immigrants into the country. But what for? Why was it worth it to him? That's not true. That's a bullshit Fox News talking point you have. Of course it's not true. The Inflation Reduction Act alone created 750,000 manufacturing jobs. They were not all, I don't know what you mean by government funded. Most people say government jobs. They were not all government jobs. Oh, Travis, it's all good. Hey, Travis, I saw you one night after one of my live streams. You were in here earlier that night. I saw you in that Jordan guys chat. I sent a super chat so you would see, but the Puerto Rican guy that they're always calling gay and shit, I saw you in there. That shit is so fucking funny, man. What they do to that dude, that is hilarious. Biden needed voters. There you go. So let me just ask you the next question. Do you believe illegal immigrants can vote? Yeah. By Trump and his DOJ, yes. Can illegals vote, guys? No. Yeah. They are voting. No, they're not. Tony, no. Yeah, Tony's right. You look like an illegal Mexican. Well, I'm Sicilian, but whatever you say, whatever makes you feel better. Well, but we don't know that, Kool-Aid Jimmy. And all that matters is the guy that's in the fucking White House now. But we don't even know that. I mean, the majority of accusations in there are about Donald Trump. When you guys say both sides do it, it's just a cop-out because your guy did it. You can't name me 10 Democrats in the files, for fuck's sake. You can't name me 3. Bill Clinton was a politician. Bill Gates was in there for fucking a Russian hooker who was of age. And Bill Clinton was accused of the same rape that the fucking Donald Trump was accused of. The girl said they were both there. So what do you mean both sides do it? Don't just say both sides do it. Tell me who. I'm going to show you guys some stuff because you keep saying that Biden was brain dead and stuff. The regulars will get mad at me, but guys, don't get mad at me. I got to do it. You know I got to do it. I'm not going to show them Steve Bannon. Don't worry. Yeah, that's completely untrue, Gerald Lynn. That's completely and totally untrue. I just answered you, but because my answer doesn't jive with your logic, you ignored it. Barbara, I know you think you're special, probably. I'm not looking for you. This is the first time I've seen you. I couldn't give a fuck if you live or die. Okay? I'm reading. There's 400 people in the chat. There's thousands of comments. You think I look at every comment? Dopey, are you serious? And by the way, instead of wasting your fucking time telling me how you already told me, how about, I don't know, just typing it again? Missed what during the 2016 election? They're not voting. Oh, I went over those comments already. Non-citizens are not voting. According to them, that's why Biden supposedly opened the borders, just completely opened them and said, come on, guys, come on in. You know, because they vote in federal elections according to MAGA. You know, there's MAGA people in there that believe that. No, they don't allow them to. How many of you believe illegals can vote? If you believe illegals can vote in federal elections, put a 1 in the chat, please. Yeah, no, he didn't. He did not at all. And she even said that in a letter to a judge during the Gawker lawsuit. Yeah, you're right, Denny. We should totally ignore the fact that the leader of the free world is a pedophile. Let's talk about skateboarding instead, Denny. Anyway, I hope you and your family are well. Stop breaking my balls. This is what's wrong with American culture. Yeah, that we call out pedophiles. You're right. That's a total fuck up on our part. What are we doing? We should just let the president be a pedophile. I mean, Denny says so. Get the fuck out of here, Denny. No illegals have kids to vote later. Illegals can vote in local government. So, okay, so we agree then. Everybody agrees that illegal immigrants can't vote, right? You've got no proof of that. I hope you get sued for defamation of character. What? For what specific thing, Johnny? Jesus Christ. If you're talking about any of the accusations against Trump, I'm going to ask you something. No, he wasn't a proven pedo, you jerk off. I'm going to ask you guys something. So Donald Trump is without a doubt, the most litigious person. There is no flight log list to Pedo Island. It doesn't exist that we've seen so far. There isn't one. What was I going to say now? I lost my train of thought. Motherfucker, I shouldn't have responded to that comment. Oh, well, I give up. Biden had 20 million extra votes. Yeah, okay, sure he did. Yeah, just make stuff up as you go. Accusations are not the same as convictions. Imagine how many people have been accused in America without convictions. Well, Juan, here's the problem. And Juan, you already know this. You're for some reason a Puerto Rican Trump supporter, which I'll never be able to figure out because Trump despises you and everyone that looks like you. But it's one thing if some random guy is accused. You know what I mean? Some random guy is walking down the street. Hey, he raped me. That's weird, unless he did it, right? But Donald Trump, we have a lifetime of pedo-like behavior from Donald Trump. And you know it, Juan. You're here every show. A lifetime of him talking about wanting to fuck his own daughters. A lifetime of this guy being accused of sexual assault, not since he started running for president, since the 1970s. We have a lifetime of this. So, yeah, when there's smoke, there's fire. If a guy has been accused that many times by even his own wife of rape and then found civilly liable for it in a court of law, then I've heard him, I saw him with my own eyes look at a 10-year-old girl and say, I'll be dating her in 10 years, which means he found her attractive at 10 years old. Then yeah, I'm going to believe accusations of pedophilia against them. And everybody else should too. So, yeah, accusations don't mean shit. Necessarily, but when a guy who's basically publicly known as a pedo, yeah, they matter then. Illegals can't vote. Some people will not admit that they're wrong. Yeah, they can't vote. They can't vote. Yeah, there's no comparison, Kristen, honestly. Who are you talking to, Steve? For what? Oh, that's what I was going to say when I lost my train of thought. So tell me something, Marianne. Now, first of all, now I'm going to forget again. Watch. I don't know if you know this. I would guarantee you don't, right? But ABC, there was a merger that was happening, and they needed Trump's approval. The FCC, and Trump runs everything in his administration, So every agency, everything. He put loyalists in place just so he wouldn't have to fuck around with Congress and shit. He could just tell them what to do, and they do it. So the judge that found Trump civilly liable for sexual assault, said in his ruling, this is the equivalent of being found guilty in a criminal court for rape. Okay? So George Stephanopoulos, ABC, they would have never lost that lawsuit in a million fucking years because the judge himself said Trump is a rapist. Okay? They settled with him because you have to appease that whiny little bitch somehow, and they needed his approval for this fucking merger. That's the only reason they settled. Every news organization or network that's settling with him is because he keeps threatening to take their fucking broadcast licenses away. So they're just like, fuck it. We could either lose everything or we can give this dickhead a few $1 million to shut him up. And I will say Trump is a rapist until my head explodes because Trump is, in fact, a rapist. Period. End of pedophile. End of story. End of story. That's all there is to it. Now back to what I was going to say. How come Donald Trump, Elon Musk, right? He's the richest man in the world. He's worth $787 billion. How come Elon Musk came out? And he is a dream lawsuit, man. If you could sue Elon Musk, especially Trump, who's, self-admitted greedy motherfucker. He said it many times. I'm greedy. I'm so greedy. I'm greedy, right? How come when Elon Musk said on Twitter, X, whatever, truth bomb, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, how come Trump didn't sue him? How come Katie Johnson accused him of raping her, and there was witnesses that corroborated her story, and Trump never sued her? I wonder. I wonder why Trump never sued Stormy Daniels for saying that he had an affair with her. I wonder why Trump never sued the Playboy chick when she said he was having an affair with her. I wonder why Trump never sued his wife, Ivana Trump, when she said in court filings that he brutally raped her. I wonder why he never sued a single individual who accused him of rape for defamation of character. Isn't that some shit? The guy that will sue you over the slightest joke that he's offended by, the little bitch that he is. He'll sue Trevor Noah for making a joke at the Grammys. But all these other people, including the richest man in the world, he's like, nah, I'm not going to sue them. Do you know why? So he didn't have to do a deposition. Exactly. Bottom line is, when you sue somebody, you better be telling the truth, because you're going to have to do a deposition and you're going to have to swear under the penalty of perjury that you're telling the truth. And if you lie, you're going to prison. That's why, for example, the Wall Street Journal thing, which, by the way, that birthday card they published was proven to be real. It's his handwriting. There's no question. Okay. He sued them over that. And once you check the status of the lawsuit right now, it's going nowhere. You know why? Because he came to an agreement with Rupert Murdoch not to do depositions yet. So he's putting it off, and eventually he'll just drop it. Because he can't do the deposition, because that is his birthday card that he sent to Epstein. And he can't lie about it. He'll be under oath. And president or no president, when he is out of office, he can be indicted for that without question. Because he's not immune to everything, guys. He's only immune to things he does in his duties as president. And lying under oath about, a rape is not part of that. So that's why, guys. That's why. For the guy that will sue anybody, so funny that he never sued. And yeah, Discovery never sued anybody. Yeah, Discovery is his kryptonite. Exactly. Nobody that accused him of raping them or saying that he's in the Epstein files. That's some shit, ain't it? Your man books are bouncing. Calm down. Can I ask you a question? Tell me the truth. I'm going to stand up. I know I look goofy. I got striped basketball shorts on. I do my work from home. Could you tell me where they are specifically? Like, where would you say they are? You dumb motherfucker. You see a chubby face and you're like, oh my God, this guy's morbidly obese. Yeah, good job. Good job, dopey. He was put in the files. He has no emails or communication in the files. Who put him in there? Because I got to tell you, man, it's the Department of Justice, his Department of Justice, that released these files. So why is that? Like, are you telling me they put him in there? Who put him in there? I'm curious. Yeah, sure, T-Roy. Whatever you say. Do you know who T-Roy actually really was? I'm assuming you do, right? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Isn't it funny, man? That let me tell you guys that this is your thinking, okay? So a lot of you say, like Donald Trump was saying, is a Democrat hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. It's a Democrat hoax, right? So basically, what your claim is that probably around 2015, whatever files they created, the Democrats said, you know what? We're going to create these files. By the way, Donald Trump always told you they were filled with Democrats. So according to his theory and yours, Donald Trump said, the Democrats said, we're going to create these files and we're going to put Trump in them. And then we're going to use them to make sure he doesn't win in 2016. But in 2016, they were like, no. Oh, and by the way, they're going to implicate themselves in them. Okay. No, let's not use them this time. We'll use them later on to make sure he doesn't win in 2020. Then 2020 rolled around and was like, nope, still not going to use them. We'll use them in 2024. If he loses and he runs again. 2024 comes around. No, we're still not going to use them. And then they never do anything with them. What would be the purpose? I'm trying to understand what would be the purpose. Please tell me that. They never used them. Kevin Spacey, Russell Brand, James Dean. James Dean? Who are you? James Dean is dead. What about them? They're rapists too, Kevin Spacey and Russell Brand. Well, how would it exonerate him? You're making money off Trump. You love Trump. Well, unfortunately, I'm not, because somehow, guys, this is what I can't get about liberals. Like, I'm literally fighting with and for you guys. I'm fighting against Trump. Like, the majority of my fucking donations come from MAGA. How is that possible? You guys, there's a thing about the left that fucks me up, man. You guys, you can't find two liberals to support each other. You know, MAGA, it's blind loyalty. It's not good. But man, if I see MAGA people, if you're willing to talk well of Donald Trump, you could fucking be a millionaire in here. But the left, man, it's like, I can't get $5 out of you guys. It's unfucking believable. So no, I wish I was making money off of Trump, but I'm not. Why did Trump redact the names? Well, exactly. Multiple rape allegations, no convictions in most. Oh, with those guys? Yeah, it doesn't mean they didn't do it. I mean, sometimes convictions don't happen. I mean, there has to be evidence. You know, the sexual assault, how do you really prove that? Like decades later, how? It's not really possible. So, again, that's where you got to use your own judgment. Let me see. Here's a guy that's constantly talks about wanting to fuck his own daughter. He said he'd be dating a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. You know, he was accused of rape 1 million times, including one time with a 13-year-old girl. Now the Epstein files come out. He's accused of raping like 3 different 13-year-old girls in there. I mean, guys, I know you've been brainwashed into believing there's some witch hunt against Donald Trump. There's not. Donald Trump got prosecuted for things because he broke the law. He wasn't persecuted. He was prosecuted, just like any criminal. There's no witch hunt against Donald Trump. He's forced you to believe that if anything, if he gets in trouble for anything, it's just because he's Donald Trump, man. These goddamn Democrats. Even though Merrick Garland could have sped along some cases and charged him with the Insurrection Act and made it so that Donald Trump could never run for president again. But that bitch, Merrick Garland, and that pussy Joe Biden both said, well, we don't want to seem like we're committing lawfare. We don't want to seem biased. Joe Biden let his own son get convicted of a felony, but never really went after Donald Trump. I know you think he did, but that's because you don't know anything about the cases. If they would have rushed just the Georgia case along, Trump would be in prison right now. He would be. Anyway, guys, there's not much point in me staying on, so I'm going to get going. Thanks for being here, though. Hopefully, you at least hit the like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Peace, guys.